if you are in your 30s or 40s, how many good friends do you have? Are they like a handful, or there are so many for you to count? I don't know if it's just me or you feel it too. Like when you're in your 30s or 40s, it's really, really hard to make friendships, to have genuine friends. And I was thinking deeply on this, and this is what I found. I found it because of us being adults officially, finally. Being this adulting thing though. It's like, when we was young, we could play around. We had all these type friends everywhere, be it at school, at the playground, at the mall, in the neighborhood. Being an African child, you had so many friends, and your childhood was never dull. But that's not quite the same when you get older. Yes, like I was saying. So I was thinking about it, and I realized that in our adulthood, like when we are over 30 and over 40s, we have responsibilities, things like our employment, and solely employment, that is a big one, and then responsibilities of other things that we need to do. So imagine yourself going to work Monday to Friday, from 9 to 5 basically. When you get home, there's things that you need to do, like there's house chores. If you married somebody, you have to help your wife with the kids and stuff like that. And so really, the thought of being with friends, making friendships, or like having friends to hang out with is really an afterthought because of all these things that you have to do. Even if there was a few friends that you had, over time you realize that those friendships start fading simply because you do not make time for them. So now a fix to all this is you have to be intentional with creating friendships. On YouTube or elsewhere on social media, you hear people talking of the loneliness pandemic, where people feel more lonelier, even though there's many ways to connect with other people in the world today. People are feeling more lonelier than ever before, and so the problem really is the fact that we are not intentional about the people that we want to make friendships out of, the people we want to connect with. We are not intentional about all of those things, And when it comes to reaching out to making friendships, we feel like, yes, after I've done everything else that I should have done and could have done, and if there is time, then I can make a friend, or I can visit a friend. That's not how it should be. Because as human beings, we are created with that need to have deep connections with other people, and how you fulfill this need and actually have it contribute to your way of life is be intentional about your friends and the friendships that you want to make. In a week, schedule time to spend with friends, and if you don't have friends, think of the people that you see regularly that you could approach and start these friendships with. I'm not talking about you now meeting a complete stranger and start telling them details about your life. No, I'm not talking about you talking to a complete stranger or a new person in your life and you start telling them about your traumas and then your trauma bonding. I'm not talking about any of those. I'm just simply talking about being vulnerable, just a little bit, sharing something that is truthful, something that is honest about you, or just asking for advice because of this thing that you're going through. Be yourself and express yourself in this manner, because this is what connect with. This is what brings people together. Don't have small talk, surface level conversations with someone and feel like you can be tight and be all close, cozy, and whatnot. No, friendships are formed when we as humans are vulnerable and being human as much as possible. So think about those things. Be intentional about your time and allocate it well. If you want to make new friendships, or look at what your surrounding is. In most cases, friendships comes from what our surrounding is and how our surrounding looks like. Is it our workplace? Is it our neighborhood? Is it at the gym? Is it when we go shopping? And there's these individuals that you see often. These are the people that you reach out, you invite out to a cup of coffee, and you invite to a walk, you invite them over to your place, and that is how you form friendships. Because remember, when you were young and at school, friendships came just like that. Everything was accidental and randomly. Is it a sports field? Is it a drama club or whatever club at school? Is it the classroom classmates? They become your close friend. But as you get older and you become more independent, you sort out your own life, all of a sudden all those opportunities are not open to you anymore, and you are not spontaneous as you were when you were a child. Your life is now more structured and so on. So it's really important to be intentional about certain things that you do. Now, in regards to making friends, you have to set the time. You have to make the appointment. You have to reach out to that individual. Sometimes you have to tell the person, I like this and that about you. Honestly, I really like you. I want you to be my friend. Sometimes you have to go there. Yeah, but these are my thoughts. This is what I thought about and being an adult and all that, and how you can go about making friendships. If there's something that I didn't mention that you feel is of help when it comes to making friendships in your old age, as in your 30s and 40s, leave that comment in the comment section. Let's have a conversation down there, chat it up, encourage each other, help each other. These videos I'm creating are solely to help you and I both to simply just grow, man. Yeah, are you my friend? I don't know, but if you are, I believe you are already subscribed, but if you haven't, please subscribe. I love you guys, and I see you in my next video.